Welcome to episode 29 of Let's Play Civilization 3 Play the World. Alright, we are, as you know, facing 4 opponents at once. So, despite almost having defeated the Japanese, we have to prepare for war on all sides. Right now, we're in the process of upgrading as many of the war elephants as we can to cavalry. I'm moving guys from here over to a city I actually have barracks in, so that way I'll be able to upgrade them. Unfortunately, I don't have as much defensive strength as I want. Usually the way I play offense is the way I defend is with my offense going after the soldiers before they get there. Cavalry are very good at that because they're very fast. Besides, we only have up to pikemen right now, and while we can build my musketmen, and in a few turns we'll be able to actually build riflemen. The cavalry are still the best tool we have. So, as you can see, we're kind of in trouble on the southern front. I decide to attack their city, and it fails, but I decided to do what I came here to do and destroy their resource, and hope that's their only one. There might be another somewhere, but I'm just hoping it is the only one. Now, this is the first video in which you're going to see cavalry in action. Now, these civilizations decided to hit me. I'm going to hit them back. Now, the Celts are going to be very hard to hit, but we're going to send troops up there anyway and make sure they hurt. Right, got rid of his source of coal. He might have another, he might not, but losing that one in itself should be at least an annoyance, at most a real problem. So, upgrading every guy that we can, and if we can't upgrade them, we'll bring them for defense. Now, even though the cavalry are better on offense, they have a 6 rather than a 4, and they're better on movement. They have a 3 rather than a 2. Their defense is 3 for both of them. So, war elephants can be used to defend in a pinch. Now, the Mongols are getting their asses kicked because they have mostly outdated units. Now, I have no idea what the Koreans have to the Mongols, to the XXIX Wests. But hopefully it's better military equipment than either the Mongols or I have. Right now, the Mongols and the Celtics the Mongols and the Koreans are our best friends because they're helping us out. No one's fighting the Chinese along with us, but I don't really want them to because at this point I'm more concerned about my 2 allies fighting the Celtics and not sending troops all the way through my territory to fight the Chinese. And here we come, the last Japanese city, the last stronghold of a failed empire. And finally, we have conquered the last city. After something like 15 videos, we now have the entire Japanese empire in our hands. Now, it gives you this message whenever you conquer a civilization. We have destroyed the solid Japanese. They always give an adjective based on how big they were. Now, it shows you who is left. Only 7 people left now. And it shows you the various wars going on in the world. This is you can hit this screen by pressing F4, at least in my version. And you can see what kind of treaties are in place. As you can say, apart from the Arabs, everyone is involved in some sort of war right now. I want to make peace with the Germans as soon as I can, but as you know, we're still under treaty with the Koreans over that, so it's going to be a little bit. So I'm keeping behind 2 war elephants per city over there in the former Japanese Empire to guard it. But all the rest that were part of the invasion force, they're coming back to the main part of my empire and being used for upgrades to cavalry. Now, one thing I do here is I've been operating with the Republic for a long time, and I wanted to wait until I got the Japanese out of the way to switch to democracy. So I've gone to anarchy right now, and by the beginning of my next turn, I should have the option of picking democracy. It is by far the best government. It gives you the most scientific research per turn. Your workers work faster under democracy. And generally your people are happier and wealthier. But there's a downside to that, which is that war weariness increases. Now, I'm in a number of wars, many of which I've been in for a while. But now that the Japanese are out of the way, the longest running war, and the one which I started, are now no longer issues, so to speak. They are now, since I've made some peace treaties, I'm hoping that war weariness would be much less of a factor than it otherwise would be. Alright, so I have a lot of cavalry now freed up from what they were doing before. So, I think about taking out that infantry, but I decided not to. Maybe I could have, in retrospect, because it would have saved that longbowman there. But, oh well. We'll fight on. Send him back. Kind of want to protect your workers that are near the border, because your enemy will take them and make them theirs, or if you're not close to your territory, they'll simply kill your workers, just as if they were barbarians. Now here's kind of a funny thing: an infantry person attacking a pikeman, but he loses. Now keep in mind, even though the infantry has an attack of the infantry has a defense of 10, it only has an attack of 6. Since a pikeman has a defense of 3, when you factor in all the defensive bonuses you get from fortifying and being within a city, they're almost matched. So I really only ever attack with infantry when there is no other possibility. Now, see, I get to choose democracy, and I get to expand my palace, which is always nice. It's getting quite big. Well, that's pretty much the end of this episode. I'll see you next time on episode 30, in which we fight these bastards to our north and south. See you then.